Emily, Julie, Phil, Christopher, Linda. Which one should I hire? An employer gets hundreds of resumes every single day. With the global financial crisis, all the companies out there, they're hiring fewer people. Millions and millions of people are filing for unemployment. What does that mean? It means that there are fewer jobs in the marketplace and there are more people competing for those jobs. The good old just a resume, it doesn't cut it anymore. You need to stand out. How do you stand out when the marketplace is so competitive and companies, they have less resources? That means they're hiring fewer people and they're looking for better people. Yes, they are still hiring, but they want that dollar to go a little bit further. They don't want just good, they want great. They want best of the best. So what could you do to stand out in this year to make sure that you get hired for your next job? I'm gonna give you a few crucial ideas that are different from what most job experts would say. I'm gonna share with you from an employer perspective, from a CEO perspective, from a VP of HR perspective. What are we looking for and how could you stand out when we get your resume? So the number one tip that I could give you that has worked for thousands and thousands of professionals that I teach this technique to is don't just send in a resume, because a resume, we cannot tell the difference. All the resume looks the same. It all has all the bullet points, your experience, your credentials, and maybe your hobbies, a couple reference, letters and all that. It all looks the same. So instead of just sending in a resume, you send in what I call a video resume. So on top of your resume, you send in a video selling the employer why they should give you that interview. You're not trying to sell them in the video on why they should hire you. No, your first objective is to get that interview. In that interview, you impress them enough so they could hire you. That's the second step. But the first step is, how do you even get that appointment? How do you get that Zoom? How do you get that face-to-face? That's the first step. So think about this. I've got 100 resumes in front of me. They all look the same. They all sound the same. But with your resume, you attach a video link. I click on the video link and I could see you. I could hear you. I can sense your emotions. And now out of everybody else, I remember you. Like, this person sounds interesting. I can see what this person looks like. I can see how he or she conducts herself. You sound professional. That's interesting. Think about it. Do I really want to go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people? Or that sounds pretty good. Maybe I should interview you first. That's what you want to do. Get them to interview you first. Now you might be wondering, but Dan, I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. Like, what should I do? Can you give me some video tips? Yes, I could give you some video tips. When it comes to making a video resume, one of the most important things that you have to focus on is actually your sound quality, not video quality. Because when you sound good, you sound professional. Now, you could easily use your iPhone, right, a smartphone to make the video, a selfie, that's perfectly fine. What I would recommend is you get one of those lapel mics, right? You can get that from Amazon, attached to your smartphone, and you do your selfie video. You know how sometimes when you make a selfie video when you're outside, it's a little bit too noisy, it's got too much noise, too much echo. You don't want that. You want them to hear your voice. You want them to hear your story. You want them to hear your background. So a lapel mic, it makes the video much more intimate. So you could use a selfie video or your webcam, but make sure you get a good mic, right? Invest a few dollars. Get a good mic so that they could hear you. Use the same mic if you want to when you do the interview as well. And the second tip that I have for you for making video resume is your environment. Make sure that you're in a quiet environment, not a whole lot of noise, not a whole lot of people walking around in the background, right? If you're making this video from your home, that's perfectly fine. Make sure your background is tidy, because employer looks for that. If I see a messy things in the background and things like that, it tells me who you are. If you are smart, by the way, here are some good tips. Put some books in the background so that the employer knows that you are a learner, right? You like to read. That's a good sign. Like, put a few things that shows a little bit of your personality. Number 3, lighting. You don't want a background that has got too much sunlight, because then you look underexposed, right? Your face looks all dark. That's not good. You want to make sure that the sunlight is facing this way so that they can see your face, they can see your facial expression, they can see your body language. So those are the 3 tips. So exactly what should you say in that video resume and how long that video should be? I believe your video shouldn't be more than 5 to 10 minutes long. Why? You don't want to give them too much. You don't want to give them too much that they don't want to interview you. You just want to give them enough so they're curious, they're interested, and say, this person could be a good fit for my company. This person would make a great team member. Let me find out more. Now, instead of competing with those hundreds of resumes, you got the first interview. And that's the goal, and that's what I want to help you with. So exactly what do you say in the video? Now, I'm gonna give you a step-by-step outline. All you need to do is just fill in the blank and follow this step-by-step outline. One tip I wanna give you is make sure you rehearse 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's the great thing about video. You can retake it again and again until you feel comfortable with that particular version, then you send it out. Now, am I saying that you gotta do this for every single job that you apply? No, but for the ones that you really want. Out of the hundreds of jobs that you apply, the top 3, 4, 5 dream jobs, those are the ones you want to apply this strategy with. You got it? Okay, here are the 7 components of that video resume. First, tell them where you saw the ad. Maybe you saw the ad from one of those job sites. Maybe it is from a referral. Doesn't matter, or maybe it's from LinkedIn. Acknowledge that. Tell them where you saw the ad so that they know, okay, you saw my ad. You know the position that I'm looking for as an employer. Great. So that it doesn't feel like a spam message. You want to make it very personal. You do not want to make one video resume and send it to a whole bunch of people. No, you're talking to that director of HR. You're talking to that human resource manager. You're talking to that CEO. One-on-one, just like this. Mention their company names very early on, in the first few seconds, where you saw the ad. That's component number 1. Second, acknowledge the fact that they are getting a lot of resumes. You could say something like this, hey, Mr. HR person, I know you're probably getting a lot of resumes and you're not quite sure who to hire and which one is the ideal member for your company to join your organization. You acknowledge that upfront because that's what they're going through, looking at a bunch of resumes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through, although they don't say it out loud, but that's what they're thinking. So that's component number 2. Component number 3 in the video resume is you summarize who they're looking for. Your company is looking for so-and-so, 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 so-and-so with these kind of qualities. You summarize. So it gives the employer the comfort, not only you know a little bit about my company, you know who I'm looking for, and you know what I'm going through. Great, in the first 30 seconds, 1 minute, I like you. That's good. You want them to like you. Component number 4, you'll love this. You bring up the objection that they might have. Example, let's say you're looking for a certain position and that is a position that you want, but you lack a little bit of experience, right? Just missing a little bit. Don't hire it. Bring it up. Bring up the objection so you could handle it, right? You are selling in the video, so don't be afraid. If you lack a little bit of that experience, bring it up because you could say, I know that who you're looking for is this and this and this, and I know I am missing a couple things, but then you explain why you're the perfect person. Yes, you lack a little bit of experience, but you're a dedicated learner. You're willing to learn, right? You are willing to go the extra mile. You'll make it up with hard work, whatever it might be. And then you share a little story on how you did that in the past. Or maybe you're a little bit young. You look a little bit young. Talk about that. I know what you're thinking. Maybe you're not looking to hire someone like myself. I look a little young. And then you talk about, but. Or maybe you look a little bit older. You explain that as well, right? Maybe you're looking for someone that's with a little bit younger, with more vibrant energy, whatever it might be, but, and then you explain what it is. So don't hide the fact because that's what they're thinking. So very early on when you handle that objection, it gives the employer the comfort. Okay, you're not trying to hide anything from me. I like that. Component number 5, this is the key. Tell them why you are different. See, this is why the video resume strategy is so genius. Because when I cannot tell who is better, what makes this person different from that person, you just help me in 2 to 3 minutes why I should hire you and what makes you different from everybody else. All those other applicants, they never get that chance. They never have the opportunity because they cannot do that through just the words. But you do that through a video and you tell them very precisely, specifically, what makes you different from everybody else. Component number 6. This is where you share a little bit of that personal side, a little bit of your interest and hobby. Now, it could be 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Ideally, show it, don't just tell. Maybe you like martial arts. Show a little bit of you training in 30 seconds, you're going to the gym or something, so they get a taste of who you are personally. Indirectly, you're telling the employer, or maybe this person could focus, this person has discipline, or this person enjoys team sports, this person's a team player. Show a little bit of that, right? If you like to play basketball or soccer, whatever it might be, just 30 seconds. See, now, again, it makes you multidimensional. It makes you more interesting, not just a piece of paper. Last, component number 7, the most important component of all. You give them a very clear call to action. Here's what you don't want to do. At the end of the video, well, I hope you enjoy my video. I look forward to hear from you. No, don't do that. Give them a very clear instruction. What do you want them to do? Here's a link. Book a time with me. You should get one of those scheduling software, Calendly or Schedule Once, one of those. Get a booking link so they could book a time with you. You want to make it easy. Don't make it hard for them. Where's your phone number? How should I book a time? No, tell them. At the end of the video, here's a link. Click on the link and book a time with you. So that's your interview. See? Hundreds of resumes. I got your resume. I got your video. Wow, you understand my company. You know what I'm going through. You tell me why you're different. I get a glimpse of your personality. You make it easy. I click on a link and I book a time with you. Do you see the difference? This is how you make your resume stand out. Good enough is not good enough. If you do the same old and trying to get a job in the middle of a financial crisis, forget it. You'll be like everybody else. You can't get work, you can't get income. Now, I understand and I know that this may be outside of your comfort zone. This is new to you. I have put together a simple, perfect video checklist that you could download for free. And when you do so, I'm also going to give you an actual example of what a good video resume should look like. You see an actual example, and it's completely free. All you have to do is click on the link below and download it now. So you have a little bit more clarity, so you get that extra confidence next time when you submit that video resume. Good luck.